There are many important keys to understand when you are handling slow learners. So let's move straight to the ways how we can handle slow learner. Number one, you identify the specific need. So you must firstly understand what is this child's issue, what is the main problem, where can I actually help. For instance, I was teaching a boy. The boy is sound in every other subject, but the problem she has is mathematics. I tend to assume that this should be dyscalculia. And I mentioned a point the other time that when to handle slow learner, you cannot teach them in abstract. So when I was explaining this term to a child, I brought the topic to real life situation. That okay, let's take for instance you have 10 mangoes and you want to share it among two people. How much will each of them get? And the child was able to tell me five. But tell that child 10 divided by 2 is we will still be reasoning. So that shows that he is deficient in that aspect, and as a teacher we must understand how we tailor that. There is a girl also, she has difficulty in identification of letters and reading, and we can refer that to dyslexia. So the child cannot differentiate between letter B and letter D. So what I did is I wrote B on the board, I drew ball beside it, and I wrote uh, D on the board, and I drew door beside it. So whenever you want to make that mistake, when he looks at the diagram and it channels into her brain. So for her to make that mistake now becomes difficult because she have seen a ball which implies that it is B. So that is B turns to the right, D turns to the left. I have to, and another point in handling learner is repetition. So I have to tell the child to be repeating B. So B, I will turn to the right, D, I will turn to the left, B for like 10-15 minutes. He's still repeating that, and after that she still makes some mistakes. So I have to draw B or D. So once you identify the need of the learner, so number two is to study the learners and acknowledge their learning style and their weaknesses so as to know where exactly they need help. So you must firstly study the learning style, their learning weakness, their learning disability, what is their strengths, how best can they understand things. So once you have learned that, so you must now know how you be of help to them. And number three is create a supportive environment. As a teacher, there should be reinforcement. You praise them, use for positive feedback. You tell them this thing is simple, this thing you can do it better. So even when this mindset wants to come to the learner that he cannot do it, whenever he remembers your word, my teacher said this, and they believe teacher, my teacher said I can do this thing, my teacher said I can do it better. I told my students sometimes ago about how I got 0/7 in a course and 0/7 in a subject in secondary school. The second time I got 1/7, and later I got 10/10, and I became the best in that class. So the best in that subject. So and my learner will also sense for me that if this man can move from zero to the best, then I can also do it. So you must encourage them. You should praise them. You should not use negative word for them. You should not insult them because they also have emotion as you do. So number the next point is you tailor instruction. That is, your instruction, the way you pass instruction across, you must pass the instruction in such a way that it is learner specific style, the specific style that the learner love how to learn most. And also, there are different learning style. We have auditory learner, we have visual learner, and we have kinesthetic learner. In my ebook, I have like 7 types of learner, but these three is most important. Auditory learner, they want to learn by the virtue of what they hear. Visual learner, they want to learn by virtue of what they see. And kinesthetic learner, they want to learn by the virtue of what they do. They want to participate, they want to take action, they want to act, they want to display things, they want to take part in the activities. And if there is no activity, kinesthetic learner may not learn. So you must tailor your teaching in accordance to the learning style and the learning difficulty. Another important thing in how to handle slow learner is that you must be patient. In part I said in the ebook, I said to effectively handle slow learners, great patience is needed. You may need to move from patience to long suffering. To handle slow learner, you must understand the fact that slow learners aren't happy in their situation. You need to be patient with them, try to understand what they are passing through. So it's very important as a teacher, you must be very patient with slow learner. You should not be too in haste. You must be very patient with them. In this ebook as well, in chapter 4, there is 100 keys to effectively handle slow learner. And in the ebook, they are divided into different categories. Category 1, understanding and acceptance. So you understand the learner and accept them by who they are. And category 2, under category 1, we have 10 important points. In category 2, we have teaching strategies. There are teaching strategies you apply in order to handle slow learner. Under category 3, we have under category 2 we have 15 points. Under category 3 we have 15 points as well. And category 3 implies learning environment. How should the learning environment be? How should the class environment be in order to actually help learners to learn better? Category 4, assessment of feedback. How do you handle feedback in order to help slow learners? And category 5 is accommodation and support. We have category 6, which is parent and teacher collaboration. How can parent and teacher collaboration help slow learners? And the last category is technology and resources. So in this 21st century, there are availability of technological resources. How can we channel this in order to help slow learners? Thank you very much. I remain Oladipupo Olaito Emmanuel. So if you are interested in the ebook, just send me a message on 081 1405 5310. Thank you very much.